morning. Good morning. Good morning. How about the Tiger Band and Danielle and All right, we want to welcome everybody. We want to welcome all of the people that were able to come. Now, some of you maybe didn't have a lot of choice, right? You were told to go to the parking lot, but it's a very special event for so many people here. And it's the culmination of quite a project. So it's going to be something that I know many of you will look back on at some point in time with a lot of pride. 50, 80, 100 years from now, this sculpture will probably still be here. Many of us will not. It'll be here long after we're all gone, but you will know that it happened on your watch. It happened when you were here, and you can take a lot of pride in that. Now, when we talk about all of this, and it's the dedication of the Tiger sculpture, obviously, as you know, it was the brainchild, the inspiration, the passion of one very special person that you know very well. And so, with all that said, it's time to bring her up here, and I want to introduce somebody that you all know, and she's going to take her turn at the mic because this is what it's really all about. Let's bring up Tracy Lebo.
The journey of the Tiger, I get to share a little bit of that with you. I'm going to start way back. In the 1960s, in my elementary school in Indianola, Iowa, I was always excited when the art teacher showed up when we had art class. And now let's fast forward to 1988, and I am the art teacher, teaching in a very supportive fine arts community. During that same year, in 1988, when I began my teaching career here, Dr. Richard Bergen wins a design competition to place a sculpture atop our capital of Kansas. Now, while the Bergens are all busy creating this 22-foot tall sculpture, I am dragging kids around the state of Kansas to art museums and school competitions for art and galleries, and we see these beautiful sculptures, some that belong to the Bergens as well. And I thought, we need one out front at our doorstep. Wouldn't that be awesome? I'm all about the visual. In 2002, the Bergens complete the Ad Astra sculpture. Dr. Bergen and his son Richard travel 3,000 miles with this huge sculpture on the back of a flatbed semi-truck, and they take it to 35 cities in Kansas. And we are lucky to get the sculpture at our courthouse square. Do some of you remember that day? We had elementary students, Dr. Bergen and his son, educated them on how they built the sculpture. The kids were lifted up so they could, little short kids, they were lifted up so that they could touch the sculpture. The sculptors even gave them Sharpies to sign the base of the sculpture. So your name may be on the base of the sculpture, the Ad Astra, the Kanza Indian sculpture on the top of the Kanza warrior, on the top of our capitol here in Kansas. It was a very special day. So I thought, wow, maybe they could make us a tiger. And so the conversation began. And it was a very long conversation. I began planning and fundraising. Some of you may have helped me sell cookie dough and wrapping paper and pizzas, whatever. And I had a lot of fun. But it really took off when I had a conversation with the CCCH alumni, Mr. Randy Carlson. Could you give him a round of applause? Randy brought Kyle Bauer on board, and there formed a committee. Boy, then it started to move. In the summer of 2018, when our Bronze Tiger arrived on the CCCHS campus, the the people that were here stood in amazement of its beauty and its fierceness. And I can prove both. The first day that the tigers stayed here overnight, Mr. Young sent me a text that morning. I'm not sure where I was at. I might have been in Canada. But anyway, he had a picture of a little kitty cat walking around the tiger. It was beautiful. The kitty cat wanted to check it out. Another CCCHS alumni, I believe from California, pulled up in her car, had her dog in the car. She's taking pictures of the sculpture, enjoying it, and she hears, I think it's a Labradoodle. The dog was growling at the tiger. So, beautiful, yet fierce. You nailed it. Our tiger shall be a place to share our tiger pride. That was my hopes. I called this project Sculpting Tiger Pride. I think we did it. For generations, now and the future. Thank you, Brandy Carlson. Thank you, Kyle Bauer. Thank you to the committee. Some of you are out there. A very, very, very special thank you to our donors who made this possible. And from the bottom of my heart, thank you to Dr. Bergen and Richard Bergen. I get the honor of introducing them. Dr. Bergen, could you please stand? Thank you, Richard Bergen. Who's up next? I'm not a great public speaker.
Tracy Lebo. Okay, my only real job here is as a facilitator today. So we're going to try to keep this moving. We do want to recognize a few people. And I can't really tell who all is and is not in the crowd. So do we have, first of all, let's recognize Superintendent Mike Folks. Principal Bud Young. You know, this came together as a community school effort. We had permission from the school to do this, not just permission, but the blessing, you know, but this could never be a part of any taxpayer dollars. It couldn't be any part of school budget. It had to be privately funded, you know, and so it's an interesting combination of all of those groups working together. We had a great committee. Besides myself, which Tracy introduced me as Randy Carlson, that's my name today. All right. Also, Kyle Bauer, Tracy Lebo, Dallas Bergstrom. I don't think he's made it yet. He's coming this weekend. Is he here, Dal? Ginger Walker was part of it. Matt Weller. I saw him. Where's Matt? Back there. Okay, so that was our committee, as well as one more that brought this whole look together for us, architect Brandon Gibson. We have a few other leaders in the community that I'd like to recognize. We have Mayor Jimmy Thatcher. Do we have any other city council members? Give me a wave if you're here. Do we have any county commissioners? Do we have any school board members? Okay, we have 2 school board members back there as well. I tried to keep track as people were coming in, but then all of a sudden I lost track. So it does, you know, it's an interesting combination of community groups and school to pull something like this out. Now, a tiger like this doesn't just show up by going to Amazon Prime, ordering the thing, and it shows up free freight on Thursday. It's quite a project, you know, and you know, you talk about the gestation period of a tiger. The gestation period of a tiger is 3.5 months, but this one was about 20 years from Tracy's first idea, 10 years from some pretty serious conversation, and then 5 years with really hard planning and work on it. So it did all come together, but like I said, it came together with private funds, and that was a very interesting process. Now I want to bring up the person that got all of that put together, and he's gonna explain a little bit about how that all came together. Please welcome Kyle Bauer.
Thank you. Tracy mentioned that she had been raising funds for a number of years, but Tracy raises funds a lot differently than I do. I'm not really much of a cookie seller or a lemonade salesman. And over the years, I have just come to know the people that are sitting in the front row here and people around the community. And Mia Angelino, a poet and writer and civil rights leader. She has a saying that I just love, and I use it almost as a guiding light regularly. You can't go through life with two catcher's gloves on. And truly, the people that are setting up here, the businesses that set up here, and many, many people in the community at Clay Center don't worry about how much is thrown back their way. They feel very blessed, and they're willing to share it, and I knew that. And Tracy had a wonderful vision of this, and we needed to raise the money. $125,000 needed to be raised. And quite honestly, that's a lot of cookie dough and a lot of lemonade. And you just can't do it. You just can't do it that way. It's physically impossible to do that. So the first person that I called was Cheryl Milliman. And Cheryl is Mark Chapman's widow. Mark and I had become acquainted over the years, and anybody that pays attention at all sees Mark's name all over the community in donations, and of course he was an artist as well. And I called Cheryl and told her about the project. She said, "Of course. How much do you want?" Well, I wanted to ask her for the whole thing, but I didn't. And so I said, "Well, would you give an anchor gift of $25,000?" "Of course, absolutely." Like, great. Well, now we're going to have to do it because we've got $125,000. Well, Mark's sister, Julie Chapman Rice, and her husband and brother, or Mark's brother, cousin, are here representing Mark's Foundation. They were the first gift, and so then I started calling after that. And United Bank and Trust said yes to the vision, and truly it was a vision, because the point is it's like, I'll be honest with you, it turned out much better than I thought it was going to be. But these folks believed to give significant monies, and the drawing that Brandon did and Tracy and involved these rocks. And they said, "How do you do the rocks?" Well, Richie sent us this jig, this thing of metal, and he says, "Just make the rock fit that." And so I gave that jig to a rock quarry down by Alma, Kansas, and it was a friend of my son's, and he said, "Yeah, I can do that." And one day he shows up with 9 tons of rock, and he says, "This will all fit together." And so he brings it in here, and we start excavating the ground and laying it in here. And, well, it looks pretty much like it. And sure enough, when the tiger showed up, we had to do some carving away on it, but it fit, and that's how the whole thing comes together. The tiger is then hooked down to that 18,000 pounds of rock, and so he's there to stay. If anybody plans on moving it, don't call me. And by the way, there's a water line right under here. If you do some digging, I wouldn't recommend digging right there. The other folks, United Bank and Trust, KCLY Radio, the Butterfield family sitting right up front here. Ed Butterfield was the principal here in the school for many years, 62 to 83. It's a great way to commemorate the life of Ed Butterfield. And then Marion Stewart is right here, and Chuck Stewart was the superintendent from 65 to 88. And those folks did not get on this plaque because of the service of their loved ones, because they were willing to make contributions as well. Marie Mugler, her parents were lifelong residents of the community. Great way to memorialize Leon and Eva. Scott and Lynn Patterson back here, my wife and I, Craig and Terry Perry right here, Odinger Lloyd Construction, and Brad and Catherine. I miss you out there, Brad and Catherine. They are the contributors. So these folks came together for the $125,000 that was needed. And again, I think it's probably one of the best investments that we'll ever make. Thank you. We'll cut the ribbon and then everyone will dismiss.
I know what